students, I'm Aanchal Sharma, your educator. In this video, we are going to talk about the Riti theory that was given by Vamana. So, Acharya Vamana, who lived during the later half of the 8th century AD, was the one who gave this brilliant concept in the Indian literary criticism, and he talked about the value of the Riti theory. This is unique and has an everlasting value. His philosophy oriented investigation into the constitution and the nature of the kavya that is revealed the certain striking new facts and figures. His analysis of the kavya and the treatment of its elements are highly imaginative and refreshingly original, and he is very famous. He is the one who is the founder of the Riti theory. What do you mean by Riti? Riti means the way you write. Riti means the style in which you are writing, and this is talked by Vamana. So Vamana talked about the style of poetry, how the poetry should be written. We studied in the previous video about Alamkara, how the poetry is written using embellishments, using ornaments. That is the theory that is given by Bahama, and he talked about what? He talked about the Alamkaras, right? And then who talked about the two subcategories? So it is and you need to tell me in the comment section as well. I was just about to tell the name. You need to write it in the comment section who divided the we're talking about alamkaras, who divided the alamkaras into two parts, the shabd alankara and the artha alamkara, right? So I repeated it so many times and I'm pretty sure you remember it. Then let us come here and talk about Riti. So Riti is what? This is another theory that is discussed by Vamana. He lived in the 8th century and he said that you need to have a beautiful style to write the poetry. He is the one who constituted of how the poetry should be written. So Vamana's Kavya Alamkara Sutra rises much above the routine treatise on the science of poetics. In his books, Kavya Alamkara Sutra, he talked about the theory of Riti. He talks about his attempt to write the poetry. That is what he is talking about. And he justifiably claims to be regarded as, this book claims to be regarded as the first attempt at the evolving philosophy of the literary aesthetics of how the poetry should be written. His contemplation that he has done regarding the kavya, it is said, according to him, that kavya is what? Kavya is a living human being, a charming young lady who is penetrating deeper and deeper until she saw the soul and the glimpse of the soul. So this is how beautiful the poetry should be. According to Vamana, this poetry is compared to a living soul of a beautiful girl who is pondering, who is going deeper and deeper, penetrating to catch the glimpse of the soul, to catch the glimpse of the essence of what the poetry is talking about. So unlike his predecessors and most of his successors, he presented his findings in the form of different sutras following the tradition of different darshanas, which sought to discover the soul of a particular thing. What is the ultimate aim? Why are we writing the poetry? Why is kavya being written? That is the question that he was talking about. What is the essence? What is the Atma? What is the soul of the poetry? The ultimate principle of the universe. The factors that produce the beauty of the kavya were alamkaras. And this line, you should remember that who talked about alamkara? It is Bahama who talked about alamkara. So earlier we saw that Bahama said that the factors that produce the beauty in a poetry is alamkara. Vamana disagree with the proponents who were talking about alamkara like Bahamana and Dhandin, and he explained that Gunhas are more important. right? He said that Gunha is more important. So for Rasa sutras are important. You need to have one permanent emotion to have a good emotion to be felt, right? That is the rasas. So prior to the 9 rasas, you need to first have a particular rasa, that is a particular feeling that is permanent in nature. Similarly, he was saying that Riti is what? Riti is made up of different gunhas. So when you have good gunhas, when you have correct gunhas, then Riti is there. And Riti is what? That is the soul of the poetry, the style in which you are writing. While he disagreed with his predecessors like Bahama, who was saying that it is Alamkara who is the soul of the poetry. According to him, Alamkaras are very artificial and you can write the poetry without the Alamkaras, right? So he said that Gunhas produce the beauty of Kavya and that Alamkara only brighten it. So Alamkara only give the artificial essence. Vamana is the founder of this theory. He said that there are 2 kinds of beauty. One is a natural beauty, another is an artificial beauty. Natural beauty, which is preceded because of the gunas, is the natural beauty. That is the natural beauty that we have. While the artificial beauty is seen because of the figures of speech, the ornaments, that is the alamkaras. Vamana devoted his natural beauty to different shabd that will highlight the essence of the poetry. And this will add what? This will add the saundarya of the poetry. This will add to the saundarya of the poetry. It is here that Vamana introduced the concept of 2 kinds of beauty. The natural beauty, which is preceded from the gunhas, and the artificial, which is caused by the alamkaras. Vamana noted that the natural beauty is because of the shabd that is being written, and this shabd is the essence, the soul of the poetry. This will highlight and this will brighten the poetry. This is the soul of the poetry. This will create saundarya, right? So hence Vamana stated that the gunas were compulsory to the kavya while the alamkaras were optional in nature. You can use embellishments or you cannot. If you don't use embellishments, then also the poetry can be beautiful. To write a piece in accordance with the 10 gunhas or the qualities are written in this good piece, and that is how the saundarya of a poetry is being created. So there are 10 gunhas and you should read something about the gunhas, then the things would be more clear to you as well. And the piece becomes extremely beautiful by following these 10 gunhas. If you follow these 10 gunhas properly, then you will find the essence, you will find the saundarya. This is what Vamana was saying. The gunas have their potential being in their permanent source, which Vamana regarded as the Atma, the Atman of the Kavya. And this is called as Riti. When the 10 gunhas are followed correctly, just remember this, when the 10 gunhas are followed correctly, then you say there is the Riti, that is the correct style is created, and this becomes the soul of the poetry. The Riti is the soul of the Kavya. Hence, this is the line that Vamana was saying. It may be noted here that the English equivalent of Riti is rhythm. What is the rhythm of the poetry and not the style as the critics believe, right? So rhythm is derived from this Greek word and this means to move and to flow. Also Riti etymologically means to flow, that is the rhetorics, that is the rhythm that you have in the poetry. So Riti is to the Kavya what Atma it is to the Sharir. So Riti is as important to the Kavya as your Atman, your soul is to your Sharir, your body, right? So soul is needed for a body to be alive Similarly, Riti, the style should be there, the rhythm should be correct for a poetry to be alive, right? So it is necessary here that we study the etymology of the terms Atman and Riti so that the things are more clear and you can justify what Vamana was saying. So the word Atman is believed to be derived from the root word at, which means to move constantly, and the root word an, which means alive. Similarly, we have Riti, which also comes from this root word ri, which means to move. So they are both similar, they are both the same. Hence, we can say that Riti is the soul of the poetry. Vamana conceived two types of Riti. We have Shabd Riti, we have Artha Riti, which are but the reflections of the vital principle of the soul, right? So this becomes important. Okay, now I have one more thing for you. Let us quickly write something about the three kinds of Riti as well. The three kinds of writing. So first it is called as the Vardhabi Riti, the Vardhabi Riti, Vaidharbhi Riti. This is a kind of Riti, a particular work written in accordance with the 10 excellencies, that means the 10 gunhas. If a work has 10 gunhas, you call it as the Vardhabi Riti. Then you have the Gaudhi Riti. The Gaudhi Riti is the work that is filled with the Kranti or the Ojas. These are the other two kinds of gunha that are there. So if all 10 gunhas are followed, you call it as Vardhabi. If these two gunhas are followed, you call it as your Gaudhi Riti. Then you have Panchali Riti, and this is endowed with sweetness and softness. So this Pankali Riti is called when you have extreme amount of sweetness. So if in your poetry you feel that there is sweetness that is derived from it, then you say that it is this kind of Riti. So these are the three kinds of Riti, right? So the Riti school holds that the style or the manner contributes to the excellence of the literary composition. And the two most important, as I told you, is the Vardhabi and the Gaudhi Riti. Vardhabi, which gave importance to the polish, the grace, the representation and the style per excellence. And the other, which comes from this Bengali word, which means to bombast, high exaggeration, the force and the bombastment, all are related to the Gaudhi Riti. Right, these are the different kinds of Riti. So Vamana opines that there are different kinds of Ritis under your Vardhabi Riti. There are 10 gunhas that are there, as I was telling you. These are the qualities that are there. Now, what are these qualities that are needed? These qualities in any poetry that is needed are what? There should be lucidity, there should be cohesion, there should be lucidity, evenness, there should be sweetness, there should be tenderness, there should be explicit, there should be proper meaning, there should be proper explicit meaning that should be there. Then there should be fluidity, there should be grace, there should be transference. So when all of these are there, when 10 gunhas are made, we say that it is the Vardhabi Riti. The second one is the Gaudhi. There are the Ojas and Kranti. They should be incorporated so that the Riti becomes more beautiful, right? So these are the different categories. Now, there are some critics who said that Riti is also not the correct description of being the soul of poetry. So Riti theory failed to achieve wide popularity, and Anandavardhana subjected it to some kind of criticism, right? So Mamata has sought to refute the main thesis of Vamana, and he says that there are some weaknesses that are seen in the Riti doctrine that lies in the fact that it actually brews and it is only talking again about the external effect, and they are not talking about the internal effect as seen in the rasa and dhvani. So there are theorists who said that again Riti is only talking about the external element of kavya, only the external element of the kavya. It is only talking about the outer experience as we saw in the Alamkara. But it should have been talking about the inner essence like we saw in the Rasa philosophy and in the Dhvani philosophy. So Rasa school and Dhvani school are more important as compared to Riti school or Alamkara. So we saw that there was a failure of Riti school. And there were theorists like Anantavardhana who refuted the use of Riti as the soul of the poetry. So I hope you understood the things that I was trying to tell you. So we have Vamana who started to talk about Riti around, he used to live around in this 8th century AD, and he came up with the style of writing, that how you can say that the poetry is of utmost value. You can say it has good value when it is beautifully written, when the style is correct. While there are other theorists also who said that style is not important. Maybe the embellishments is more important. So the beauty of the poetry can be original, or it can be what? It can be artificial as well. So we have a kavya, according to Vamana, that is the living human being, the beautiful lady sitting who is going deeper and deeper in, and she's remembering something and looking for the soul. Right? So, and most of the successors talked about it, and that is how the saundarya of the poetry is met. But we saw that there can be two kinds of beauty. One that is derived from the gunhas. When you have the gunhas, the correctness that is present, while some are artificial, that is by the alamkaras. When all the 10 gunhas or some of these are met, you call it as the poetry that has saundarya, right? So this is the natural beauty, and this is how Kavya has the Atma, and this Atma is Riti according to Vamana. But of course the theorists have refuted it as well. So Vairabhi and Gandhi are the two styles that are most important, and they are talking about the presence of Gunhas. Now what are Gunhas? Gunhas are basically the qualities that the poetry should have, like the sweetness, the tenderness, the transfer of the meaning, the grace. These are important. So when two of them, that is Ojas and Kranti, are there, you call it as the Godhi Riti, while you call it as your Vairabhi Riti when all the 10 gunhas are being met, right? So this is how these styles become extremely important, and they can be subdivided. But there was of course criticism. According to Anandavardhana and other theorists, they said that again the Riti is only talking about the external beauty and not about the inner beauty. Hence, it should not be seen as the soul of the poetry, while Rasa and Dhvani are more important schools, right? So I hope you liked what I had for you in this video. If you have any doubt, you can write it in the comment section. I asked you one question as well. I want you to answer it in the comment section. Who is the one who divided the Alamkara into two parts? What are these two parts? Shabd Alamkara and Arth Alamkara. Right? So thank you so much for attending, and I hope you are studying. See you soon. Thank you.